You're listening to the Fitish podcast, where we keep it cute, a little sweaty, and very real. Hi, guys, this is Ihoma of Self Fitness, and welcome to the first episode of Fit Ish. All right, so remember, Fit Ish. So it's everything surrounding the lifestyle behind fitness. So in this corner of ours, we're going to talk health, we're going to talk hustle, habits, and healing amongst everything else. It's going to be all in between, right? So health has to do with, of course, the tagline is health is wealth, okay? So that's something I say a lot and you guys know that already. Then habits, all the habits that you have to form to stay a healthy person in 21 days. So we're going to dive into habits as it pertains to the lifestyle of fitness. And then we're going to talk about hustle, okay? You know, it's a lifestyle, so that lifestyle can somewhat be expensive. But because health is wealth, it's totally worth it. And then, of course, healing, which also has to do with mental health. So we're going to dive into the topic, okay? And this is, before we kind of get into the topic, like all the topics, you know, in Fitish, I'm just going to use this first episode to just introduce this space to you. Now, if you think it's about like, you know, the usual gym bros and protein shakes and all that stuff, going to the gym, lifting weights, this is not the space for it. This space is Fit-ish. So it's the lifestyle behind fitness. It's going to be fun. We're going to have conversations, all that good stuff. All right, so why Fit-ish? Okay, you guys know I have a personal brand, right, called Self Fitness. And for years, I've lived that brand. Like, people see me and it's like, all they think about when they see me is like, workout, fitness, gym, nothing else, you know. In fact, I ran into someone one time at a party and she said to me, wow, so you can party, because every time I see you in the gym, it's like, ha, 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 ha. I'm like, ha, 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 ay, ay, ay. Anyways, so I wanted to create this corner, this little space for us to like talk about things that are fun, but still like health related, right? So everything aside fitness, you know, I wanted to get into conversations with my guests, with my friends, you know, fun things, have conversations where we can laugh, you know, we can cry, we can engage in topics that are not necessarily topics that you want to share out there, but you have to talk about it, right? So I wanted it to just be like a wholesomeness of this life, right? So we're going to get into fitness, that word. We're going to get into health. We're going to get into finances, right? We're going to invite some experts, some doctors, food and nutrition, you know, have conversations around food, healthy habits, talk about mental health, hopefully bring in a mental health counselor at some point. We're going to get into like even sex health as well, you know, bring in some sex therapists, have those kind of conversations, right? So it's going to be a fun space. And I'm excited because it takes me away from the usual gym stuff, right? Like lifting weights and all that craziness, which is also nice. But I just wanted this corner to be like really, really fun. You know, I'm going to get into like interesting topics that I don't even like want to talk about now because it's like, but hold on, can't share yet. You know, I feel like being in this space for a very long time, I've come across so many things that I feel like I need to share with people. People ask me questions about like the lifestyle, you know, and I think that if I can create this space to invite my friends over, to invite like people that I've worked out with, people that are in the same space as I am, people that are not even in my space, right, with questions that are questions that you could ask or you would love to ask, but you don't have that opportunity, then we can share that information here. So that's really what Fit-ish is about. It's like Fit-ish, like, you know, I love that word though. Anyway, so that's what my podcast is going to be about. That's what this podcast is going to be about. So there's two parts to my podcast, right? Or to this podcast. The first one is you can follow on Spotify if you prefer to listen to the podcast. If you're driving, you're reading. Well, maybe not reading. If you're working, right? If you're driving, if you're even in the gym, you can listen to it, right? Or if you want to watch the video of the podcast, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel and you can watch it. I said, this is a safe, fun space where we can hang out, we can talk about the lifestyle behind fitness. Okay? So everything fit-ish, right? That lifestyle behind gym bros and all that kind of stuff, right? So that's what this podcast is about. So don't forget to subscribe and follow on Spotify and join me in this journey. It's going to really, really be fun. And I'll see you guys next week, Sunday, for our second episode, which is going to be really, really fun. All right. So tell a friend to tell another friend. All right. Stay safe. Kisses. Bye.